morning, friends. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. How are you this Monday morning? I took a walk this morning, and thank goodness I did then, because it's getting a little warm and sticky out there if you live in Ohio like I do. Okay. Oh, did everybody have a great weekend? I sure hope so. I did, because my one son came home, so he's home for a bit looking for jobs. So, done with school. His car was packed. His car was packed. So, yeah. All right, let me just make sure I got the volume turned down. Ooh, I didn't, so that's good. We don't want that. All right, so, hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about something, because remember I had did a paint pour on some rocks, and I said that the paint wasn't drying. Now, it's been a week and a half, and I think they finally dried. Now, I had peeled the paint off most of the other ones, but these two turned out pretty good. So maybe that ready-made paint pour stuff might work, but man, if you live in a humid environment like we do here in Northeast Ohio during the summer, then it might take an awfully long time for it to dry. So, patience is the key word there. But it was amazing when I peeled it off how damp the rocks were underneath. So, all right, so I have these 3 big rocks. Well, they're not huge, but let me turn them down and I'll show you. Here's one of them. Yeah. So, that's a big one. Here's another one. And here's another one. Okay. So, we're going to paint these today. Since this one's right in front, how about I start with this one? Let me put this up just a little bit. There we go. And here, let me turn it around so you're seeing. Hang on. Don't get dizzy. There. So now you're seeing what I'm seeing. All this camera stuff. But there we go. Good enough. Okay. So, can you see it? I hope so. If you pop on, say hello. Happy Monday. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and I'm just going to paint these white. I think this one looks like a mountain to me. So I'm going to paint this one to look like a mountain. Okay, let's look at this one. What do you think? Something tells me this is like a shoreline. So I'm not sure if this should be the sand and this the water. I think so. This might be the sand and this might be the water. And this would be like a wave coming through. And this one I think we're just going to play around with. So, but first I want to put a base coat of white on here. And I got some paint over here. And I've washed these rocks and dried them really good. So, I'm hoping that it works. Okay, now I'm using chalk paint. So I find it, well, we're going to use a lot of different kinds of paints. Use what you got. Because I have some acrylic paint over here. I got some leftover paint pour paint that I'm going to use. Because let's not make things go to waste. And we can make it work. So I'm going to twirl around here, get it covered. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to paint over it after it dries. And we're going to help it dry using my dryer. Okay. I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to do all these just to get a good base coat on them. Okay. might change their minds what we're going to paint on them. Don't know. And you know what? And if it's just abstract art, that's okay too. Just do dots. Just paint it whatever you'd like. I don't know. First I thought there was a bristle, but it's not. It's part of the rock. I hear motion upstairs. I wonder if somebody... He drove all the way from Alabama to Ohio. And he said there was like a couple like construction zones, and he got a little later start than he'd hoped. But he was thinking of stopping. But then he just, I think that adrenaline rush hit, and he just kept going. And of course, as a mom, I had to stay up and wait. So did my husband. So... that's what you do. Okay, so we have all three. Does it still look like? What do you guys think? What do you think we should paint? Okay, well, I'm going to get the dryer out. Now, if my friend Joe was here, this would be his favorite part. Favorite part. Using the dryer, I mean. Well, no, he likes to paint too. He just likes this. Looking forward to him coming back again. It's fun when you participate. Do you like watching? So this one, you can always dry them a little more. And since it's humid, it sometimes takes a little longer to dry. And we even run a dehumidifier. Sorry, I'm left-handed, and my hand gets in the way, so I switched to my right hand. This is a good task to work on using both hands. See, I always want to grab with my left hand. Almost dry. Almost dry, but we can start putting some color. All right. Okay. So this is our mountain. So what color? I'm just going to start with a light brown, and then we're going to add some green, and then we'll top it off with, how about with a white top up here. But let's see. Let me get another And we can mix up colors. See, I got my, here. I got a stick. Maybe some sticks. I had this paint. Might as well use it up. Use some of it. Okay. Okay. How about we add a little green to it? Put a little green over here. I don't know, do you think we need like a little gray? I have to go get that color. Let's just see what this is and we can always add it in. Okay. So, I'm just going to use this because I had the white and let's make it lighter. Okay, so here's our, we need more green, but it's just, and I'm just going to pounce. You could even use a roller if you wanted, you know, roll back and forth the paint. I'm just gonna, you know, this might be evolving. We just might start it and then see what we want. Get different colored, different seasons, different mountains. Probably should have grabbed some other colors too, but we're gonna make do with what we got. All right. Okay, let me get some of this fern green as well. Oh, darker green. Maybe not darker. We'll see. Okay. We can wipe some of this off too. I kind of like that mixed together. What do you think? I see some flowers at the bottom. Let's mix some of that green into the brown. Let's see what color we get there. Oh, let's add some contrast. Is it looking like a hill, a mountain? Some different colors. Not very contrasted there, is it? Let's add a little more brown in there. You could draw a walk. Let's add more later. Let's just get these. Okay. And then let's see. Let's get another one. And get some. Should we put some more white up? I'm going to put some white paint on my foil over here. It's going to be kind of like my paint palette. And I'm just going to get a little of the. Let's put a little of the brown in here too. See how that works. Okay. My one son lives in Colorado with the mountains and they go hiking. I always try to That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I have to let that dry a bit. Okay, what do you think? Maybe a little more brownish up here. A little more brown. Maybe a little brighter green down here. Let's see. Mixing them up a little bit. And then we're going to dry. Maybe we should put some little flowers down here. Now we can do that with our paint pens. But let's let this dry and we'll move on to one of the other ones. Okay? All right. Okay, move that one off to the side. We'll come back. All right, let's do the water. Okay, so we said this was going to be the sand and this was going to be the water. So we're going to need some blues. We'll pour some blue paint and maybe some aqua bluish. And maybe some, might put a little of the green in there. We got this green. Ooh, we have this lighter green. Oh, I want to use this. Maybe some, let's see. I don't know, we're going to find out. Okay. All right, let me get another paintbrush. Okay, so this is our water. This is our sand. Let's just get some white for sand. I may live near a beach. Gotta be careful when this is so hot. Gotta wear your something on your feet so you don't get burned. Okay, so there's our sand. Some more. You can always change it out. You know what, if it doesn't turn out the way you want, you always can paint it again. You know, we talk a lot about adapting, like how to hold the paintbrush. Like you could build up the handle a little bit and hold it, put a cuff on it so you can hold it and go back and forth. Okay, let's see how this water, and then we're going to put more white, like the white cap, kind of. All right, let's get another paintbrush. All right, how many like wearing flip-flops? I'm not big on flip-flops. They hurt my toes. But if I have to wear them, I will. Or I'll get sandals. And I know I put some green, because in our lake there's some green in our water. we can do this and keep adding layers of color. You can just keep adding and adding until you get what you like. A little more of this color, and you're going to pounce it. I think it kind of looks like it. What do you think? You know, it makes me think, I have this napkin. You know, we do a lot with napkin art, and there was this one with flip-flops. I made a rock with that. I'll have to post it if I find it later, thinking maybe I'll do that. I think we need a little darker. And if it's too dark, we can always lighten up. That might be too much. But see what you can transform a rock that you find? This came from my friend's yard that they're redoing. Now see, I think we need a little lighter. What do you think? Maybe even a little white. And too much white. But we'll just paint over it. And see, what you see is different now. My one camera is lighter. Maybe we can put some brown in there. A little bit of green. That's too much paint. You keep putting too much on your paintbrush because this is a small. We'll just keep layering. Should we put some more white? And I was thinking maybe white along here. You know, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Anybody playing along with me? Lighten that up a bit. A little water on the sand. And we can clean our paintbrushes off. I have a thing of water over here. Wipe my paintbrush off. I think we need a little, I'm going to mix it up a little bit with the white. Little speckles of water on our sand. What do you think? Okay, let's let that dry. See if there's anything we're going to add to that. All right, what should we do to this one? I think we should just get some fun color and play. Now, I have some leftover paint from paint pouring that I am just going to pour on a little, okay? And maybe we can make a fun swirl. Okay, let's do orange. Just see what we got, because I got to use up this paint. So, I have this in a bottle. So how people can, you know, working on pouring, you could draw a line, what you wanted them, where you wanted them to paint. You know, there's no rhyme or reason on what color, it's just what I have. Okay, and I think I have some blue. Okay. Now, even some white. All right. So you could either like do what we do at paintboard, but I was thinking of just dabbing it a bit. And then dragging the paint through. And you let me know what you think. We might have to add more paint. But I just wanted to see how it would work. Okay. So you could even start to go out from the sides. We need some more paint right in there. Let's pour some more white. All right. Okay, so I'm just taking my stick and dragging it out and making some fun little swirls. And I'm going to move my paint around so it's all covered. And I could even just do this. Make some swirls. See? And then I'm going to drag it out again. What do you think of this? Friends, you could drag something. You could take a fork. And I just used what I had. I'm just going to draw a circle in the middle, bring all the colors together. And I could even just do some dots. Can you guys see? Let me bring it down a bit more. What do you think? I think it's kind of fun. And I'm just using the end of the stick. And I'm just gathering up my paint. You could pour some more paint on your paint palette. See, we got some, we could do some blue. I got that turquoise. We could use some of that to use up some of our paint. We could even maybe put a little of that turquoise in the middle so it's on there. Ooh, I like that. You could even add, you just could go to town. Go to town. Now, if you wanted bigger dots, you could take the end of your paintbrush. This one's only doing little dots though, because it must be pointed at the end. So you got to play around with the tools you use. See what they can do. And get some more of that aqua, I think. Yeah. Get a little white. Okay. What do you think, my friends? I think that's pretty cool. All right. So, let's see if we can add some, maybe some flowers down here. Now, I could just take my Posca pen. Let's see. Let's use our green first. Let's see, I have a dark green. I have a brown too. Let's see. That one's not ready to be used. Okay, let's see what other one we got. Okay, you just make some dots where you're going to have flowers. Maybe. I can spread that around a bit. I think that's too much. You can do some finger painting. Let's see. Maybe some yellow flowers. I got yellow paint here. Let's see. I'm just going to use my finger. Like a wild garden. Some flowers down there. I'd have to wait and grab some other colors. Yeah. Let's see if I'm not so sure. You could just spread it out. Maybe it'll give you the impression that there's different colors down here. Let's use our fingers and colors. We can even use some of this other green that we used. You know, and if it doesn't work, you paint over it. And I'm not too excited about that. So, let's go back to our paint. And we're going to get some of that green. And a little bit of brown. And go back over here. Let me think about this, about the flowers. I think I need to get a different paintbrush maybe and some other colors. Need to add a little brown. Paint that back in. Or we could just leave it like it is and put a saying about climbing. No, so let's think about that. I really like, guys, I want to show you. I really like how the top, because, you know, on mountains, they're not all covered all year long with snow. And this one is, I think it's good. So, I might have to ask my son, okay, when you hike, what do you see along the way? That'd be a great thing to do, wouldn't it? I could FaceTime with him. And he could tell me, and I could paint at the same time. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. All right. Let's see if our beach. I really like how our beach turned out too. So, here, let me move my paint. And I'm going to lay these out. And I'm going to bring the camera up. I put the lids on the paint. Oh, sorry if I bumped you. Okay, let's bring it up a bit. Okay, so we have this one, we have this one, and then we have this one. What do you think? I think they turned out pretty good. I think this needs a little something, but we're going to figure that out. Maybe some trees. We could draw some trees. Think. So, maybe I'll ask that later if we keep going. I'll keep going with this, and I will post some other pictures later. Let me ask him what he thinks should be along the way. And then I'm going to find that other rock that I did and see. It says flip-flops required, I think is what it said. So, I think this one turned out pretty darn good too. This one is going to take a while to dry. And I don't want to use the dryer because it'll move the paint around. So, All right, friends. Let me flip this back up and around. Hang on, we're going for a ride. All right. If you have questions, put them in the comments, and I will post pictures. And let me know if you guys use any of that ready-made paint pour and how it turned out for you. After a while, it was secure and dried. So it's a possibility if you don't want to mix up paints. Okay? And maybe there's other brands. Give it a try. This was just what I got at Walmart. But we could check out what's available, like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. Do you want to see what else I've been working on? Hold on, and this is what I'm going to be working on later. I have been covering a big container and decoupaging flowers and stuff. I'm going to put more butterflies on there today. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll go back live and show you. All right, so that's it for this morning. And I will see you another time. Let everybody know what we do on Mondays. Make it Mondays. Most of the times it's at 11 o'clock on Mondays. Sometimes we have to change it up because of schedules and meetings and all that good stuff. But be creative. Try a new thing. Go a little different path along the way. All right? Have a great day, friends. Bye.